Hi, I'm Joyce, the Energy Lady. I'm going to talk about a subject that's kind of well spoken of, well written about, and that is that of codependency. Codependency is simply a trauma response to something that's happened. Typically, something happens in our youth that causes us to feel inept or like we're not enough. And so we will try to make up for that in our relationships with people. And so that trauma response shows up just about everywhere in our relationships, in our finances, in our career, in our health. Because if we're always trying to make sure people are okay and they're comfortable and we're trying to make sure they like us, those are our responses to not being enough, not having enough, not feeling loved. And so we're all codependent. It's just how we are. We're humans, and every human wants to be loved and liked. So the other issue that goes with that, though, is how do you break out of that, taking on everybody's emotions, taking on what everybody feels and thinks, and monitors them. If you're a person who's highly codependent, you probably typically walk into a room, you feel everything everybody else is feeling, and you're trying to monitor it all, and you're trying to fix it, and you're trying to make sure everybody's comfortable, and you're trying to make sure everybody's happy. And that's because your trauma response somewhere down there as a child was, I'm not enough, somebody's not happy with me, and I need to make sure that they're happy. And that a lot of times that stems from coming from homes where there's addiction, could be alcoholism, could be drug addiction, whatever it is. But if you felt as a child at some point where you just didn't fit in, or you didn't feel like somebody liked you, and you were constantly seeking that approval, then you're going to have some codependent behaviors. And there's nothing wrong with that. The biggest thing is to just recognize it. Recognize what is it in me that is silencing what I really am thinking or what I'm really feeling, because I'm afraid if I speak it, somebody will be unhappy, and or they won't like me, or they might fire me, or whatever it is. It's a risk to actually speak up for yourself or say what's on your mind if you're always trying to make sure everyone's happy and likes you. So here's the little experiment you get to play. If you find yourself one of those people who always monitors others when you're around them, when you're around other people, like I say, it could be in the workplace, could be in the grocery store, could be in your home, in your families. And if you're constantly monitoring that, then stop and just take a breath and be aware of it, first of all. Like, oh, wow, look what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now is trying to make sure I know what everybody's feeling so I can monitor and make sure I don't respond in the wrong way to that person. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to take on. I know that. I've been there. I get it. But the biggest thing for you is recognize it and then saying, you know what? I'm dying. I'm killing myself by holding everything in and by taking on everybody's pain. Oh my goodness. I met a person recently who said that he was such an empath that he was taking on everybody's stuff so much that he couldn't walk anymore. He was in a wheelchair. And it's because he took on everybody's pain. So all those members of his family and those that he was taking on all their pain, he had to basically cut them out of his life, move away, start doing what he could do to get his body healthy. And now he's perfectly healthy, walks, and in fact, hikes, does all kinds of things. So it can shut down your body big time if you're taking on everybody's emotions, everybody's experiences, like they're your own, because you're trying to monitor them so you don't upset them. That's a good codependent behavior. So first of all, recognize it. Then start to name what it is you're doing and why, And actually, you don't need to know why, because we don't know why ever. So erase that. And so just say, what is it I want? What does I really want here? If I want to have an open, honest relationship with this person, then I'm going to have to start speaking up rather than hanging on to it. So try that. Book a consultation with me. Let's talk.